Now then, we shall get into Revue Starlight. So, Revue Starlight is Magical Girl adjacent show. Although, looking at these two episodes, I think I would pretty cleanly describe it as a Magical Girl show anyway. Because they aren't fighting monsters, but they are still having transformation sequences of turning into basically magical girls.
Yes.
So, Revue Starlight begins, and we are introduced to a group of stage girls that are in school training to be stage girls in various ways. You know, they're learning like writing, acting, fucking poetry, ballet, just various things, right?
There are different classes for actors and playwrights also. Like they're in different groups.
Our main character is Karen. Karen is a redhead. She leaves home and then she comes back and she's like, I almost forgot my, what would you call that? A beret?
A hairpin?
A hairpin, yeah. She almost forgets her hairpin. It's shaped like a crown. And we see that another character who we don't know who she knew in the past has a somewhat, it's like not a matching one, but they each have a hairpin in their hair in the photo. So immediately, this is our Madoka, and that character is our Homura. In whatever way that turns out to actually be the relationship in terms of like being friends or rivals or acquaintances, this is what is going on. So Karen goes to class. She is struggling. She is like very much like she's trying to be the best that she can be in these classes, but she is a little bit behind the others just in terms of form, in terms of her ultimate like expression. She is doing the best that she can. And honestly, the first half of the episode, I'm kind of only like half into what's going on. For the show's style, I think that like I don't incredibly love it. I'm learning to love it as I go more along, honestly. By the end of the second episode, I was way more into the general style of the show. But when I first started, I was definitely like, I don't know about this anime style, especially because the first half of the episode is a little bit slow and boring and definitely setting up what is going on in these girls' lives.
Yes, it's very much focused on setting everything up, setting up the characters and the relationships and everything.
And it's a lot that they're trying to do because they are, to a certain degree, trying to get you in tune with, like, let's say 8 characters. And to me, only one of them is really important so far, the main protagonist. There are some light jokes. There is some light ribbing that's going on between the girls as they are going about the day. An important plot point, the main reason of the show, is they had a play in their first year of doing these classes that they all had to come up with together and perform. And the general gist is that they will have to perform that play again. And the idea is that you will go through like 3 years of making this play and you'll get better and better at it and more refined so that in your final year, you will have an immaculate play and you will get to pass the high school, college based on the performance.
I believe it's a high school.
Okay. And that is where, because they perform what is called a revue, which is a song and dance combined into a play. And their play is called Starlight. So you get Revue Starlight. So the magical girl part of this comes in when Karen goes into an elevator, presses the down button, and gets shot into an auditorium, is what I'm going to call it, where she sees 2 friends of hers seemingly fighting to the death. One of them is armed with daggers, and one of them has a bow and arrow. And they are...
I feel like you're skipping a couple steps here.
Oh my, I don't feel like I am. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to be as good at this as you are with like the play-by-play. I'm going to recall like the things that were important to me. And the first half of the episode was definitely setting up like, you know, the stakes of like the play and like the girls and like the school that they're at. But it was not important to the plot as I'm going to take it. Right. I definitely got interested in things when the magic play started.
Yeah. So you missed the part where the girl with the star hairpin transferred to Karen's school.
Right! I forgot about the home run. Fuck.
Yes. I was that's
Okay.
kind of important.
So her old friend her old friend comes back, and she was in the UK. She's coming back to Japan. The story is set in modern Japan. They knew each other. They haven't known each other since they were like 8. And now they are like old teens. So
something like
her old friend is a little bit on the subtle side. Like the very first thing that they do is that they have to decide like where is she going to stay, and she tries, and the main character tries to get her to stay with her and her current roomie, who are like in a dorm just with the two of them. Her roomie says, "Oh no, you can't do that. It can only be 2 girls to a room in this high school, in this dorm." So then her friend just says like, "I am just a bother." Okay. And she just like goes down the hall to another room. And we really don't see, I don't think that we see much of what's her name? What's Homura's name character in this show?
Kagura. Hikari.
Hikari. The next time that we see Hikari, I believe, is in the battle play. Right. So back to that.
Yeah.
So Karen gets thrown into there. She sees Hikari fighting with another one of their friends, and they are singing and dancing in this battle play, as I'm going to call it. And you basically find out, like, in this battle play, there is only going to be one top star. So everybody is competing to become that one top star. The rules, as I understand it so far, is that you must declothe your rival as far as like their cloak. It's not like actually like, you know, the only thing that they're wearing. It's like an extra adornment that they are wearing, like a cape kind of thing.
No, yeah. It's just the cloak. They have to take off. They have to remove a pin that the other is wearing that keeps their cloak on.
Yes. Which is very interesting because this battle play is portrayed as like the important part is the song and dance. You have to look good while you are taking apart your rival, as far as like taking off their cloak. And I gotta say, like the animation here and the music that is actually playing, because they're doing the Symphogear thing where they are singing the song as it plays in the background. And I'm into it. I'm absolutely into it this time. The music in this show is extremely good.
It's really good.
Especially when these battle plays start up.
For sure.
Karen is our main character, is watching these two, and she comes up next to a giraffe.
Yes, a giraffe.
And the giraffe explains what is going on to her. So she finds out that her friends are competing. They are auditioning to become the top star. And only one of them can go on after the battle is over. And Karen doesn't want Hikari to be left behind. So Karen is like, she's actually like told, I think, by her friend Hikari and the giraffe, like, don't interfere. But she goes in anyway. She just jumps into the auditorium, and she becomes audition number 0 because she interrupts, and she actually like she actually only joins, right? She doesn't actually like stop the battle, because the battle eventually progresses to where one of the lesser known characters, whose name I will not remember, gets her cloak removed, and Hikari goes on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she joins, she decloaks Hikari's opponent. And yeah, she is put in as I believe the 9th participant. Well, I guess I spoiled something by saying 9, but that's not important.
It's okay. But fair enough. So it's going to be 9 girls competing for this top star status.
Yeah, I remember, she gets put, she replaces who was number 8 on the leaderboard.
Oh, there is like so much to remember, and my memory is not nearly as good as yours. So I'm going to be recalling like general plot details. The giraffe ends off the dream saying, "You are not allowed to talk about what happens here to anybody who is not here. You're not allowed to tell the real world that these battle plays are taking place." So she struggles. Our main character struggles. This is the next episode, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
So the main character struggles to be like, what the hell just happened? What was that about? Because she tries talking to her old friend, and she tries talking to the other character that her old friend was fighting with, and
Juna.
And like they practically almost refuse to tell her. They tell her a little bit, but they keep on cutting her off because she's trying to talk about this in front of the other characters in their class. And the giraffe is like, you will be punished if you reveal details of this to others. It's like, punished? How so? Well, I don't know how so if that ever transpires. It's just left as like just a threat.
I mean, hey, giraffes can be threatening.
So the character who Hikaru was fighting, she is mad about Karen, our main character, getting into the plays. She's like, she's not allowed. She was not invited. I want this invalidated. She gets told by the giraffe, nope, she is here to stay. She has this reason for being here, to be with her friend, because Karen and Hikari said that they would become friends. I mean, no, they would become stars together. And they sealed that oath. I am assuming with saying that they would wear their hairpins until they both became stars.
Yes.
So Karen is in fact staying. We get a few more scenes about like generally training and generally just trying to like be good at like stuff. One little funny scene that I liked was the teacher like pressing a note and telling the girls to like sing that note and sing it in a loud, sustained way, because that's fucking hard to actually like match that note wavelength and then to just keep on going with it.
That's what they do. That's real training.
It's crazy to see. Like, I definitely get the feeling throughout the show that they are being asked to do a lot. It's generally that Japanese style of schooling where you are piling a lot of work and a lot of effort on these kids that maybe you should string out a little bit more, but that's just what they're doing, is that they are putting a lot of work that you have to succeed at this.
I mean, it is, you know, in universe, it is meant to be like a top school for like acting students.
Is it a top school? Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So we're in the Yale of acting students, of theater kids.
Yes. We're in the Yale of theater kids.
The Yale of theater kids. By the way, like everybody who was a theater kid, good lord, they should watch this show. Like, yeah, this is the perfect theater kid show. I've never heard about it. I never did theater, but I feel like this show isn't recommended to theater kids in America.
No, it's recommended to lesbians.
The show is very gay. I wonder if it's just going to be queer baiting or if they're ever going to like actually follow up on anything. But like, it's an all-girls school, no boys, and everybody. There are certain characters where they got some homosexual vibes, going on with like the jokes and the specific lines that they say.
Revue Starlight at no point becomes a straight show.
It can't become a straight show when there's no boys there. At least I assume there won't be any boys there. It's the perfect kind of show for our friend Cynic.
Yeah, she probably would like this. I wonder if she was a theater kid. That might make her like it more.
It is the perfect show for Cynic, especially because it's got a little bit of that slice of life element. They're not fighting monsters. They're just performing in both the magical world and the real world. We gotta definitely get her to watch it.
There's a second fight, a stage fight in the second episode, right?
Yes, there is. Who is it between? Let me quickly look at that. By the way, transformation sequence. They have a transformation sequence for the main character. It is extremely good, at least the first time that I saw it. I was actually kind of disappointed they just repeated it for the second episode. But it shows like this like machinery just very quickly putting together this theater outfit that is very military inspired, in my opinion. So you've got like these pans, you got like this like steam press that quickly presses the clothes into shape. I adore like how abrupt and like violently they put together this outfit. And then you get a little shot of the main character naked behind some ribbons, and she appears with the outfit on. And that is like the transformation sequence. Not incredibly artsy, but I do appreciate like just how unique it is as a magical girl transformation.
One detail about it I really like is right before they reveal her in the full outfit, you can see them you can see the machines very quickly putting makeup on her, stage makeup.
Right.
That's a detail that I really like.
I actually didn't catch that detail even. So what do we get on the second episode? The second episode fight is between the character that we previously saw fighting Hikari, purple-haired girl, and she is going to fight and sing with Karen this time.
Yes.
They fight, they dodge each other's attacks a little bit. They generally do some awesome song and dance. And eventually Karen gets the upper hand, and she very straightforwardly just goes up and slashes the neck piece that's holding the cloak onto the purple-haired girl.
I mean, she's got a bow. What's she gonna do? She can't fight at close range.
And don't bring a bow to a knife fight.
Exactly.
And purple-haired girl is very sad, and she's like, I'm falling behind. I will never catch up to the rest of you. And her arc is going to be maybe incomplete or never completable, but it is a thing where she's just very frustrated at being left behind by the skill level of everybody around her. And this just puts like a bow on that in and of itself, is that she was succeeded over by the new girl. Well, not even the new girl. Karen's actually just been there, huh?
Yeah, Karen's just been there.
But she is seen as the lowest level performer, I believe is the way that I want to put it.
Yeah, she's like the slacker of the group.
The slacker of the group is the girl, the blue-haired girl, who we have gotten a few funny sequences where she's just sleeping.
You're right. She is the real slacker.
The second to last slacker is Karen, because blue-haired girl is just sleeping all the time on her friend while dancing, while on a motorcycle, anywhere that she could possibly get away with sleeping. She's just sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
That girl is never awake.
That girl is never awake.
At the end of episode 2, I do know Karen talks to Juna and they become friends.
Really? Well,
yeah, she like talks her up, like, it's all right. We all feel helpless. It's fine. Yeah, I forget what she said.
Oh, Karen says something that I actually kind of like, and it's actually kind of interesting in comparison to other magical girl shows where like there is like death and suicide on the line, basically.
Yeah, there's no death on the line in Revue Starlight.
And it's the fact that Karen says, hey, you lost out. You might not be the top star, but you can compete again. We can do this again, and you can see what you can do next time. You can always compete. And as far as I know in the show so far, there is no consequence for losing other than not being the top star.
That's a thing you'll find out later.
The stakes are actually put in later. Fair enough.
Well, okay, it's not really... they are, but like losing... It's more of like a tournament style thing, where losing a single match isn't actually that important, as long as you win the whole thing.
You gotta... It's double elimination format. You can't lose twice.
It kind of is, though.
This show does the thing that every sports anime does, where all the girls think that it is extremely like important. Like they are all about this stage girl life. They've always wanted to be like a star, and they are just going to take it completely 100% seriously.
They are all 100% theater kids.
But like, I think that theater kids have like varying levels of how seriously that they're taking it. But all the girls here, they're like, it's not enough just to be a theater kid. I want to be the best theater kid.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of episode 2, we see a match that is apparently between the top performer so far and somebody else. And the top performer just seemed to effortlessly battle and decloak her opponent. I don't know what her personality is going to be, but she refers to herself in third person, which means that she's fucking scary.
I mean, hey, like the theater kids that are like super, full of themselves.
Oh my god, she's gonna be that.
That's scary.
The giraffe, like, I just barely talked about it, but the giraffe is just kind of commenting on things for a little bit here in this episode, I think. Like he says here, like I'm looking at a screenshot, I wondered why that girl wasn't chosen from the start. So he's just kind of like a narrator for here. Like in the very first episode, he explains some of the rules and like the duel as it stands. But other than that, he isn't quite a Kyubey-like character. There's nothing that he's quite asking for. He's not saying that like there is any stakes on the line. He's just there hanging out, watching the duels go down in the center of the room in the stadium.
And he also has an extremely deep voice.
He has an extremely deep voice. By the way, I am watching in sub. Are you watching Yuki Yuna in sub?
I am, yeah. I considered watching dub, and I was like,
The voices are annoying enough in sub, so I can only imagine just how bad they are in dub. I forget if I watched it in sub or dub for Yuki Yuna myself, honestly. When it comes to like a show that has as young girls as Yuki Yuna does, man, this might be such a jerk thing to say, but like the really, really young girl voices, really, really young, get on my nerves if they sound a certain way, and they sound that fucking certain way in Yuki Yuna sometimes, especially between like the character that you'll see later on and the younger sister.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean.
Just nails on a chalkboard. Oh, God. So that is generally poorly summed up the first 2 episodes of Revue Starlight. I'm hyped for it. I told you, like I was sitting back and I was kind of like waiting to see if anything cool would happen in terms of like the first episode. And when the battle duel started, I was like, oh, this is cool. The staging is cool. The music is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't into it until then, but I'm 100% down for this show at this point, knowing that the battle duels at least seem to be happening once every episode for like the latter half of the episode.
Yeah, I believe there is one per episode.
It's going to be formulaic like that.
I would not call that show formulaic.
It is very unique. It is the idea of like a theater kid show as a magical girl show, and that is cool. There's so many aesthetics and characters and character archetypes here that magical girl shows don't seem to be doing all that much. Like in terms of like especially Revue Starlight's comparison to Madoka Magica, there is the fact of like, oh yeah, there is the transfer student that suddenly comes back into the story that the protagonist knew in the past, and that is maybe the same. But other than that, the show's pretty unique from Madoka. I don't know. I'll have to see how similar like the giraffe becomes to Kyubey. But right now, I barely even think that like you have to. You can honestly like not even watch Madoka and completely get and jive with Revue Starlight.
I entirely agree. I think Revue Starlight it's Madoka inspired, but it's so like unique that even saying that kind of feels wrong.
Whereas with Yuki Yuna, like you could watch it on your own. It's not like it's connected like story wise to it, but like you're just doing yourself a disservice if you watch Yuki Yuna first and then Madoka.
Or you're doing yourself a service because, you know, you'll watch Madoka and you'll be like, wow, this is actually really, really good.
I think,
you know, you'll appreciate it more because you've seen the same ideas done poorly.
I think if you watch Yuki Yuna and then you think about watching anything that is vaguely connected to it, I think you just wouldn't because of how terrible Yuki Yuna is. I think that Yuki Yuna might actually ruin the magical girl genre for anybody who watches Yuki Yuna first.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I don't want to hate Yuki Yuna. I'm genuinely trying my best to like it.
Yeah. You can go into it like that. You can try and go into it with that mindset, and you
can do that. It won't end well. You can do it.
like I said, other people like Yuki Yuna. I hate Yuki Yuna. So it all depends on your mindset and your preferences. I think that you're going to have a terrible time.
How much anime bullshit you can summon.
Yuki Yuna is terrible even beyond the anime bullshit is the thing.
Oh, I believe you. I've seen Symphogear Season 3. I believe you.
No, but you said that let's not get into that.
No, we don't need to talk about that.
But Yuki Yuna has bad writing besides just anime bullshit. It is just like a poorly presented and directed and written show.
Mm-hmm. It certainly seems that way so far, yeah.
So have fun with it.
Hopefully I will.
All right. That's going to wrap up this episode. What's up?
Oh, I was just going to tell you to have fun with Revue Starlight because it's actually good.
Yeah, I will. I indeed will. This is going to be fun. I might, obviously, like after we are done watching these two shows, I will make sure to watch something good with Neph to make up for it. Actually, we're watching oh god, I hate the fucking title of this goddamn thing, Neph.
Katana
Gatari. We're watching Katana Gatari right now, and that is absolutely fantastic, and that easily makes up for the terribleness that is Yuki Yuna. In a much different way, granted.
I hope so.
Good anime always exists, even if bad anime leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yes. Also, Bwarch, if Yuki Yuna really is as bad as you say, I have no qualms with forcing you to watch Symphogear with me.
I try to be down for whenever a friend wants to show me something, so I will be down for that.
That is a threat. That is a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, wanted to clarify that is in fact a threat.
Are you threatening me?
I am. I watched the first 2 episodes of Yuki Yuna. I think I have a right to threaten you.
You're approaching me?
Oh.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Yeah, let me know what you thought. I know that I did a fairly terrible job of recounting compared to Neph, but I prefer the way that my brain works is in batches and not so much play by play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.
Goodbye.